what stood out to me is how nobody was armed. It's like there's literally a war.
Not ready.
Yeah,
there's
a war going on. Yeah, we're in the middle of a war, right? You had to evacuate because of this threat. It's literally a threat position. We're in code red, so the red light would be on if this was, that kind of a situation. And yet nobody has a weapon on them. So two Klingons come with two guns, and it's like, what do? We're out
over, man. Game over, man.
Yeah. So it was just that to me, just in itself, was like, and they were prepared to meet Odo for some reason. They knew the state of his condition and what to do to neutralize it. Very, very happenstance to just happen to know that in advance. Yeah, we're going to run into this changeling, and we're going to need to isolate him into this stasis. I just don't think some of those things weren't believable. Not to mention, like we were discussing, it comes on the back of the Cardassian invasion of the ship, and here we are again. Okay, guys with guns are going to run up on the ship, so we've established that. Maybe we should defend ourselves somehow, or be prepared to defend ourselves. That would be my biggest nitpick of all. But this guy who played what was the name? Darren Dax.
Let's see. I wrote it down. His name was like Verad.
Verdict.
Verad. Verad.
Yeah, Verad. So I was watching it, and my sister told me she highlighted the fact that he had played Lex Luthor's father on Smallville.
Really?
The same actor, yeah. Just a little trivia out there, but I thought he did a great job at playing this Verad character. And there were some things that were brought up, because we always talk about these themes and these, larger concepts that are being embedded into the episodes and what they're about. And one of the things that I heard him say, which was interesting to me, was he didn't want to be condemned to a life of mediocrity. He said, I deserve more.
And about 1 million people upon watching it said, tell me about it.
Yeah. Yeah. We were all saying that.
Yeah. Or like, no shit, dude.
It's like, will a Trill help us out? Will a Trill save us from a life of mediocrity? At least that's what he thought, right?
Yeah.
So I just thought that was interesting. And I thought maybe that was one of the themes of it was, this escape from a life of mediocrity. This thing, this desire that we have to feel special or to be greater than, and we all have this kind of desire to try to stand out in some type of way, whether it's in work or it's in sports or, whatever it is that we do in life, we try to not be considered in the crop of mediocrity. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I thought was interesting was that this episode felt like the movie John Q with Denzel Washington, where he kind of hijacks the hospitals, like, I need you to do the surgery for my kid or something.
Damn, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was kind of like a hijack of the, to do this surgery, right? I need you to do this. I'm going to hijack the station for this purpose. So, it was, I like Tim Russ's performance. I'm always spared by the really good acting. I like Tim Russ' performance as a Klingon. I thought he was really intimidating, and I liked the way he played that character.
Tim was, I still haven't seen him in a role where I haven't been surprised. I remember the first time I was pleasantly surprised by him was on the set of on a film called Fifth Passenger that I co-produced, directed and written by Scott Baker, of course. Tim Russ was in it, Armin Shimmerman, Manu Intiraymi, Marina Sirtis. But I remember watching Tim, and he added like this accent, like an African accent a little bit to his role. And I was like surprised. I was like, damn, you're really good. And of course, you shouldn't be surprised, but it's like if you've only seen him play kind of an emotionless Vulcan for 7 years, you can kind of forget there's an actual actor behind that. And then when we see him popping up as a Klingon and totally nailing it, it just reaffirms that. Yeah.
Yeah, it reaffirms that. I mean, one of the things about playing that Vulcan was actually it limited his abilities to show the range that he has,
Totally.
right? He was really stuck in that serious range and that Vulcan mentality, which in itself is an art form to be able to pull off. But
actually, didn't you play Vulcan once?
I did play a Vulcan once, but I was half human, half Vulcan on
of Gods and Men.
Of Gods and Men.
Yeah,
yeah, I was half human though, so I did have that. You know, I was playing it a little bit differently. I would have played it more Vulcan had I had a full out. But you know, that was one thing that I enjoyed was his performance. I actually thought of a character called Shonuff from the movie The Last Dragon, which was a karate movie.
Shonuff?
Shonuff. Yeah. Yeah. Who's the master? Shonuff.
And then now we're all going to invoke Aaron and be like, oh, and his cousin Faux Schnitzel, right?
Yeah, Faux. Exactly. No, but when I was looking at it, I didn't read what you saw, which was the opening credits with Tim Russ's name in it. And I actually just went into it without knowing that I was going to see Tim. So when I first saw the character, I was looking at it like, I know this guy, right? So I started to go through this whole Rolodex of like, who is this actor? And so Shonuff came to mind, which was The Last Dragon. This is the guy who played this character. A guy named Leon came to mind, who's a famous black actor who's done The Temptations and The Five Heartbeats and those kinds of movies. Really good actor.
And then you're like, wait a minute, that's the guy from Spaceballs that ain't found shit. That's who it is.
No, I finally put it together. I finally said, no, wait a minute, that's Tim Russ. You know, I looked into the eyes, and you know, there's, you know, it just came to me. And so I thought I discovered something. And, you know, I was like, man, I wonder if I'm the only one that knows this. Of course, everybody knows everything about Star Trek.